What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a tap into your soul for the sign of Libra. Okay, Libra, hopefully you guys are doing well. You guys are second this week on the zodiac lineup. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, we're going to go ahead and reshuffle. While I do that, you guys can grab a pen and paper. So if you're familiar with the Tap Into Your Souls, these are, this is the Soul Cards 2 deck by Deborah Koff Chapman. These are touch drawings, and this is a pretty much primarily intuitive read, okay? I'll hold up the cards for you to kind of take a look at and write down how you feel as you're looking at the imagery, or you can answer the questions associated with the card that we pull, okay? We're going to pull 3 cards, one for your past, one for your present, and one for your future. And then the bottom of the deck will refer to as your overall outcome. So you can kind of look at it as almost like a therapeutic session, if you will, okay? You can write down what you would like your overall outcome to be. If I end up matching your overall outcome, by all means, you can put it in the comments, or you can email me at golden.abstracts18@gmail.com. Okay, you don't have to, but I'd love to hear from you guys if these readings have been helping you. Okay, so with that being said, got you guys reshuffled and cut. Let's go ahead and draw these cards. Okay, so we have one from the top for your past placement, one directly from the bottom for your present, and then one energetically from the middle for your future placement. And like I said, we'll look at the bottom of the deck to see what your overall outcome is towards the end of the reading. Okay, so we're not going to flip them all over at one time. There's too much energy to read at once. Okay, so we'll go one at a time. Let's start here with the past placement, the card that we pulled from the top. The question here is, what held you back in the past? What held you back in the past? Okay, so we're going to hold this here. You guys can take the time to write down your answer to that question as you're looking at this imagery here. Okay, be completely 100% honest with yourself. If you really think about these readings and if you follow them on a regular basis, this can almost act as a journal for you guys. Okay, I've talked about journaling on this channel a couple of times, primarily when I did the self-care spotlight readings. Okay, if you want to refer to those for self-care, they are on my channel. Just look in the playlist on my channel for self-care spotlight. Okay, but nonetheless, okay, as you can see here, this person has some red here and here between their hands, all over their body, really. Okay, and I feel like in the past it could be in reference to your upbringing, genetics wise, things of that nature. Okay, they're focusing on something in their hands. Okay, kind of like materializing something in their hands. Okay, what held you back in the past is possibly teachings from your family. Okay, something as simple as religion, being a certain religion being instilled within you, or certain morals, like I said, teachings being instilled within you. Okay, and it's programmed you into, in the past, programmed you into a certain type of individual. Okay, it's hard to break something that's been programmed, pre-programmed in you. As children, we soak things up, and children in general soak things up like a sponge. Okay, so whatever we see someone do, if it's done in repetition, we would do it. Okay, um, something as simple as drinking coffee in the morning. You don't know where you got that from. It's like innately you're just like, oh, I need a cup of coffee this morning. Why do you need that cup of coffee? Is it because you saw your parents drink coffee first thing in the morning? Okay, um, and it possibly could be that way. Okay, again, something that was preconditioned within you. Okay, and so in the past, possibly after you went out on your own, those teachings and those behaviors and mannerisms were instilled within you. Okay, and in the past it was possibly holding you back. Okay, because when you think about it, taking on the behaviors of other people that you've watched over the years takes away your individuality. Okay, who are you when you really think about it? In the past, after again you being around, family, friends, whatever the case may be, you took on every type of personality so that you felt you could, or you thought was conducive to your well-being. Okay, and so in the past that was holding you back. Okay, possibly. Okay, nonetheless, let's go ahead to the next placement here. Okay, presently, what continues to hold you back presently, Libra? What continues to hold you back presently? Okay, so this card has been very familiar throughout the signs so far. Since last month we took a break from Tap into the Souls, and it's now back. Okay, and so this card also came out last week, I believe, for Scorpio. Okay, so you could have Scorpio in your chart. Okay, but you don't have to. Take the time to look at this card and answer that question for yourself honestly. Okay, with this card coming up in here in the middle, you are constantly, in the thought of who am I? Like I said, who are you in the past? Presently, you're still asking that question, who am I in that sense? Okay? What really makes you tick? What are your thoughts? What is your moral compass? What do you value? Um, Instead of constantly taking on other people's opinions, lifestyles, behaviors, things of that nature. Okay, you're pretty much just copying the things that other people do. Like, do you ever find yourself, Libra, just agreeing just to agree because you don't want to be the odd person that doesn't agree, or you don't want people kind of, or don't want too much of a spotlight on you because of the thoughts that you have are different from others? Okay, if you're just finding yourself agreeing just to agree, or saying, oh yeah, I do that too, it's to fit in. Primarily it's because you want to fit in. It's, you don't want to be indifferent from other people because you feel like that would cause people to reject you. Okay, and so presently you are kind of in your head right now about who you are and what you stand for. Okay, are you standing for other people's opinions in justifications and judgment, or are you your own individual? Okay, and I think that's where you're struggling right now, Libra. Okay, so that being said, let's move on to the future placement, which is a question of how will you change your future? How will you change your future? Another popular card within the collective. Again, when this card starts popping up a little bit more than usual, I'm kind of, trying not to incorporate previous readings, but in a sense I still like to, because I know that this card was coming up a few times before the June break. Okay, so I'm trying to do a reset on these cards repopulating, but whenever the cards are showing up in different signs, that's usually telling me, or has now told me, that there's, birth chart placements where the energy is just flowing through the different signs. Okay, so with this card being here, you see this kind of like reflection of um, one version of someone and then another version. Okay, for you guys, I feel like this is your current self here. As you can see, it kind of mimics these two in the sense of the aura around the mind. Okay, where this could possibly be your higher self. Okay, starting to reflect and merge the two together in a sense of really understanding who you are and elevating from the constraints of other people's opinions, okay, and just trying to fit in. You need to start fitting in with yourself, okay? And so, in order to change your future, you have to start really looking within and understanding who you are as a person and wanting to be more of that unique butterfly that you are meant to be instead of conforming to society. Okay, so that being said, Libras, let's go in to the bottom of the deck to see what your overall outcome is. Okay, and this is your overall outcome. You see these mountains here below, and then there's this kind of like sun-like creature, if you will. Okay, and then all this aura around in the sky, and then right in the middle, you can take that as, you know, a flower or a burst of energy, if you will, like almost I'm hearing like hot lava almost. Whatever you feel, when you're energetically looking at that card, how does it make you feel? Okay, and I feel like you're going to be just screaming out loud, in a sense of finally letting your true self out. Okay, letting those feelings within come out. Okay, no longer suppressing things in just so that way you can fit in. Okay, maybe you'll find yourself going to maybe a forest or a park and just kind of just getting it all out, just screaming as loud as you can to just release, you know, that suppression. Okay, it is very hard to, in my opinion, and it could be for you as well, okay, to walk around and be someone that just so people will like you. Okay, you know, I have done it with you guys a couple of times on here, and I will say it, you know, again, and I try to say it with as much compassion as I possibly can. If you are not ready for the truth, then I am not the reader for you. Okay, I'm here to help you heal in the best possible way that I can, so you can be a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. And that's only if you are willing to accept that you need or have the want to be a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. Okay, I too, I am not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I still go through healing to this day. Okay, because life keeps going, the world keeps spinning. Okay, and everybody has a life outside of what they do, whether you're watching a YouTuber or someone on TV. Regardless of the fact of whatever personality they are, they still have a life out when the cameras are off. Okay, and that does not mean they don't have issues and dramas and toxic energy and things like that that they have to deal with as well. Okay, and so I do not claim to be perfect. I am not perfect, and I don't want to be perfect, because otherwise I think I would be boring if I was perfect. You know, for me personally, I can't live in a perfect world, but I do want to live in a peaceful world. Okay, there's a difference. Okay, and so with that being said, Libras, I hope that is helpful to you. We're not going to stay here long because I can talk about this all day long with you guys, but nonetheless, we're not going to. Okay, this is your last reading for the month. I hope this is helpful to you. Again, going through these imageries, please make sure you are honest with yourself. And again, I am an advocate of self-care, and an advocate for therapy. I've said it in Aries reading as well. You may want to do some form of therapy or support group if you don't want to do therapy, okay, for any particular situation that you're trying to heal from, okay? So, with that being said, that's all I have for you guys for this week and for this month. Until then, peace.